Oh. Oh no. Boogie. Boogie, come here, honey. Whoa. Whoa, honey. Yeah, beautiful. Poor baby. So I did my skincare. When I know I'm going to be wearing makeup and I want my makeup to be flawless, I always use caffeine under my eyes to help with any darkness and puffiness, all of that. And then I always put on my niacinamide serum, and I put it on areas where I have a little bit more texture, some more pores, and sebaceous filaments, all that stuff. And that's usually around my nose and then my chin. And because it's winter, I put on a hyaluronic acid serum, and the hyaluronic acid is going to help hydrate my skin so I don't get any dry patches that makeup just want to cling to. So all of that to help give me a more even complexion, and then of course moisturizer and sunscreen. Now we can move on more into the actual makeup of all of this. So each one I'm going to be doing 3 different looks. So the first one will be for like Christmas morning, kind of just barely any makeup, unnoticeable, undetectable makeup. And then we're going to be then doing some Christmas picture makeup. Let's say you have people coming over, you're going to be taking some pictures and you want a little bit more coverage. And then lastly, a Christmas dinner look. And that's going to be more of a full glam. So the first thing we're going to do is cut this primer in half so that I could get at to what remains instead of just chucking it in. You would not believe like all that was in there. There was like even more than that. It's just crazy. But yeah, I couldn't squeeze any of it out. A lot of times a primer is all that I'll wear, something that will help blur and smooth everything out, focus it under my eyes and around my nose and forehead, and then I kind of spread it around from there. Let this sit. I always let my primer sit for a good at least 2 minutes, if not 5 minutes. And it's just because I think it's supposed to help it work a little bit better, and then you don't have to deal with as much pilling up if you then go in with a foundation. So then I just do whatever else of my makeup that isn't, base makeup. So I'm going to take this pink, really light pink eyeliner pen. I actually found this at the Dollar Tree of all places, and I pretty like it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm tired. I really do like it. Still pieces of my wrapping mask in my hairline. I did a wrapping mask last night as well. I've continued to do that. And I found a cheaper mask instead of $11 an ounce. It's $5 an ounce, and it's also made in Korea. But I don't know if I can endorse it yet, because I actually haven't tried it out. I was using up the Medicube one first before I moved on. Alright, and now I'm going to take a lip stain. Using red because it's the holidays. Why not? The holidays is definitely time for a red lip. Oh, and for my lips, I also did a little bit of skincare to help prep them. I put on the hyaluronic acid. Well, first actually I scrubbed my lips. So I did a little sugar scrub, then I put on the hyaluronic acid, and then I put on some aquifer just to help keep everything hydrated, and you're judging how it feels. It already feels like my lips absorbed all of that already because it's winter and my lips are just dying. Alright, I put on a pretty thick layer that makes it easier to peel. A little wasteful of the product, but we'll get a better peel from it. Everything's set and dry for a little bit longer. Just fanning to kind of speed up the process. And now I'm going to take my Essence Bright Eye Under Eye Stick. Is it showing? Yeah. And I'm going to take that, put it underneath my eyes. Boom, boom, like that. And then we can just take our fingers and gently work it in. Take a fluffy brush and just powder my eyelashes. And then take the powder down under my eyes so that we can get a little bit more color correction. I'm using the Essence Pride Up Banana Powder. But I like to powder my eyelashes because I think it helps. I have very oily eyelashes that will just eat through any mascara. Okay, and now I'm going to curl, curl, curl. Some people like the heated ones, but I just like, how do you put heat protectant spray on your eyelashes? Do they not get hot enough to cause any damage? No, I have questions. Now I'm going to take my little jar of gel. And this is just regular old hair gel. You don't have to buy anything extra special. And hold my eyelashes up for a more lifted, curled effect. Let that dry completely. Okay, I think it's ready. I think our bottom lip is going to come off in a very satisfactory manner. Wait. Not too shabby. Again, I used the Peel Talk lip tint from Glam. I just did a Glam video trying out all their different lip stains. And I definitely recommend you go checking that out because they got some pretty good lip stains for affordable prices. So I'm just gently wiping off the excess. And I personally don't like how my lips feel when they're just dry. So I'm going to take this Fruit Fetish Milani lip oil, and this is their special holiday collection one. Let's see here, it's the 180 Cranberry Currant Lip Oil. I love that it's a red. It's kind of hard to find a like red lip oil. All right, that feels so much better. It is making me hungry, but it feels better, so it's okay. And then now that the eyelashes are a little bit dry, make sure they're dry again. I like to curl again because my eyelashes don't want to hold a curl for the life of them. I found that putting a layer of gel does help hold the curl, because otherwise, no matter what, my eyelashes just do this throughout the day. And this does help a little bit, but it's not perfect. Next, I'm going to take a brown mascara, not a black mascara, a brown. Let me see here. This is a black brown, so it's darker. Probably better to even use a brown one. All right, and just like that, and I'm using this one this is by Thrive Cosmetics that my mother gifted to me. It should say Crystal, and again, it's a black brown. All right, and here's our Christmas morning makeup. Naturally, you don't have to do the lip stain, as that does take it to the next level. You could just put the lip oil on, so you get a little hint of red without actually being red. And now would be the time that I would take my hair down. I keep the clips in it all night. Not as comfortable, but I think it just kind of helps hold my hair together, and it makes it more fun to try to untangle it in the morning. Alright, so now we can go have Christmas morning, and let's just say now, we got some tea, hot chocolate, coffee, whatever you're drinking, you've eaten a little, maybe you've opened some presents and you're taking a break. We do that because we always get like way too many like different gifts for each other. It can get old. Alright, I just filmed the whole thing, and while I was editing the video, I found out that like halfway through got to the second makeup look and everything was blurry. I've cleaned my camera. I think that was the whole problem. It just couldn't focus. So we get to redo this. I removed pretty much just my eye makeup. I felt like, oh, maybe I don't have to start from the absolute very beginning. So now it's time for our second makeup look. Once again, we're a little bit more glam. So what I'm going to do, instead of a pinky nude color, water eyeliner moment, I'm going to go full white, because we're doing more of a natural glam. Now, if you don't think white looks very natural on you, you are more than welcome to stick with a more nude color. Think of like a cream or light pink as opposed to just full-on white, so you still get the brightening effect, but without it being white. Mm-hmm. Kind of feel like the lip stain has faded a little bit. I'm gonna put on this one by Ulta Beauty just because it's easier and quicker than the peel one. And this is, I believe, this is like the darkest shade. I think they call it like a plum or something like that. But it's the older one. They changed it, and it's kind of more purple now. I wish they didn't change it. I wish they added on the purple one and kept the original plum shade. That's what I wish they did, but they didn't do that, so yeah. Is what it is. But it's just a really nice, light, water-based stain, and I do like how the original one looks on me. I was kind of thinking maybe if I took the two darker shades now, mix them together, it might create this, and get a little, chemistry going on. Okay. I retired all my blushes because I thought I was done. But nope. Okay, and then we're going to put a little bit of blush on, and I'm using the e.l.f. lip stain in the shade Fiery Red, which is like a very pink red, to create a little blush. I definitely may suffer ever so slightly from blush brightness, but be kind, it is a disability. Okay, so okay, so now it's time, I think, for a little eyeshadow primer. I found a little goes a long ways with this, and this is from the Joy Bright Advent Calendar. And I found that it was actually a really good eye primer. And it's actually kind of put me on to the idea that maybe, especially since I've hooded eyes and everything just creases so easily, that I should definitely invest in a good eyeshadow primer. I'll probably use these up first because, why not? They're older. I should, use them. But I definitely need to be keeping an eye out for an actual eye primer. Maybe I'll look and see if e.l.f., NYX, or Essence, those are kind of like the main makeup brands that I wear, what they have, and see how that works, because I used to just use my face primer, and I have a blurring face primer, and I'm not trying to blur my eyeshadow, I'm trying to get it to last longer. So it makes sense that the blur primer wouldn't really do anything that much to help it stay and not crease. But I'm going to take this palette from Glam. I love it. It's the Glitz Whiz, again by Glam. And then it says Brick Lane on the inside. Maybe that's the name of the color story, I don't know. But it just has every single color that I wear, and it's, for me, the perfect eyeshadow palette. May or may not be perfect for you. Where did my fluffy brush go? I had an angled fluffy brush, and she's gone. Oh well, I'll find it someday. So I'm going to just take a fluffy brush, because it doesn't matter, we're putting this all over our eyelid, and you don't have to be too careful with it because you're just using one color, and this is pretty much like pretty close to my skin color, especially here in the winter. And again, take any eyeshadow that's a little bit lighter than your skin and sparkly and put it all over your eyelid. That's all you need. A brown eyeliner, this is by Thrive, and the shade Nally, and I'm going to tightline. So my eyelashes look a little fuller without really having to put on copious amounts of product. Okay. Alright, and just like that, we've done a really classic subtle mascara look. And the last one, I put some black brown mascara. I have to re-put it on because, you know, that one all, I had to take it off. It went bye-bye. Just like that, she's beautiful again. And so I definitely would want to, for a more natural glam, just touch up my lip stain a little bit with lip oil. The same lip oil, the fruit, why is that so difficult for me to say? Fruit Fetish Cranberry Currant Lip Oil, and it's their special holiday one. And just like that, we have some subtle natural glam makeup. I probably would also take this time to powder, touch up any color correcting if I feel like I need it, but because we're going straight into the full glam look, I'm going to not set it with powder, just to skip a step. Okay, my hair has definitely fallen a little bit. It's like my eyelashes don't want to hold a curl. My hair doesn't care to hold a curl either. My natural wave pattern is just horrible. Like the short hairs will be wavy, but then the hairs that are really long all the way to the end here get weighed down and they're almost straight, and it's just pretty annoying. Alright, so now let's move into the full glam. So we're going to want to go back into this. Naturally, if you set your makeup, you're going to want to take a fixing spray hydrating mist thing and just turn your skin back into skin. You're not going to want to take anything that's going to, you know, set and fix your makeup in place for hours and hours and hours. You want to do something that's going to turn the powders back into creams. So make sure you read carefully what that product you're using is actually for. Let me see here. Alright, so I'm going to take this brush first. This is just a nice little round brush, and it's very small, and it's just really perfect to get into my crease personally. And I'm going to take the shade Emo, which I think is a funny name for this shade. It's this bad boy right here. And it's more of a kind of like a neutral golden color, not too yellow, not too brown. Right in the middle, we're going to use that as our transition shade. And we're just going to go in. One thing I don't like about my filming setup is I can't like see kind of what's going on. I do have a mirror behind my phone, but I'm filming with my back camera, so the screen's facing away from me, and the way my phone sits in the tripod thing, yeah, I can't really see that I'm doing too well. I'd love to try to maybe do something about that someday, but alright, so I'm going to put some tape. I almost completely forgot about the tape. And it's from my bottom eyelash to, let me see here, does that look about the same? This is gonna just save you a lot of time. Growing up, they used to say, like, oh, this is gonna give you wrinkles because, you know, you're pulling the tape off. And I've seen several plastic surgeons and dermatologists being like, yeah, no, that's not gonna be the reason why you get wrinkles. But growing up, that's what I heard. Like, you had to use your 2 middle fingers to do everything. I'm still kind of in the habit of doing that because you had to do, like, the lightest pressure for everything. And I don't know, I guess we've just been making things up as we go. It's like, oh, I don't know who came up with that, but we all agreed that it sounded like it could be correct. It sounded good. Just deepening a little bit on the outer V, and I'm not putting it in my crease because I have hooded eyes. I'm putting it in my eye socket. So feel around, find your eye socket, your skull and your eyeball meets. Put the transition shade there, not actually like where your eyelid creases. There's a little gremlin running around, hiding my makeup brushes from me. And I think it's very rude. Alright, so now I'm going to take a brush like this. This is normally like a concealer type brush. That's usually what they're kind of marketed as. But they're really good for packing on eyeshadow. You can also just use your finger as well. This is going to be a little less intense. And I'm taking the color Modern. That's the name of this in this palette. And it's right there. And it's just a nice gold shade. And then we're going to put that, and we're going to do a halo effect. So we put it in the inner corner, and you put it in the outer corner, leaving the center nice and clean. Again, if you want to pick up the intensity, just dab it on with your fingers, and you'll get a little bit more glitter. Now, you could stop here, but I want to take it to the next level and take a concealer shade. I'm going to get a little concealer brush. I actually like using this one for concealer. It's very similar to this one, but it's a little flatter and not quite as dense. I'm going to take the lightest concealer shade that I have in this palette. This is the Glam All About That Face multifunctional palette. And it's kind of got like everything you could need for your base. And we're going to do similar to a cut crease, except you're just putting it in the center, in between the gold that you put in your inner corner and your outer corner. And focusing it on the center, and then just patting it out. And again, same thing on the other side. Okay, and now I'm going to take some loose white shimmer. This is by LA Colors, and it's the Shimmering Loose Eyeshadow with brush. I'm not going to use the brush because I think the brush sucks. Use this brush that is stained with lip stain, and I can't get it to be stained. It's just stuck that way. And I'm going to put that right over the concealer. If white is just too intense for you, you can go back in with the same shimmery shade. That will be a little less bam in your face. When can you? Alrighty. And just like that, and I love the halo eye look, especially for my hooded recessed eyes, because I think it brings my eyes forward just ever so slightly. So I definitely love it for that. That's it for the eyeshadow. Of course, we're not done. But we can remove this, and we'll probably have to fix the blush again. Oh yeah, we'll definitely have to fix the blush again. I'm going to map out the eyeliner that I want with the LA Colors gel liner. And I like using a pencil first because I find that it's just easier, and then you have an outline that then you can go in with the liquid eyeliner and go over, and it's just, I think it's easier. If you need something even easier, eyeshadow. Just use a brown eyeshadow and a thin angular brush. But because we did the tape, we kind of already have our line already, and we just follow that line to create our little wing. I'm sure you've seen the trick of just looking straight forward and just drawing over your folds instead of trying to pull your skin. And of course you can leave it at this. It's, you know, a softer look. But I'm going to go in with a liquid eyeliner and go over that. This is by Thrive Cosmetics, and it's in the shade Ella, and it's just like a dark brown eyeliner. And the nice thing about these felt tip eyeliners is that it is super easy to get a very precise wing. And when I realized I didn't plug in my microphone. That's nice. Okay, so I just plugged in my microphone. Hopefully the sound quality wasn't too bad. Alrighty. Because I'm not filming this the third time. Best believe that. If you're like, oh no, my wing just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Nobody's gonna know that. No one's gonna know you meant to do a smaller wing unless you tell them. So, you know, who cares? I don't know if our eyeliner is sharp enough to kill a man, but it definitely killed the rest of my insanity. So, yeah, that was the wrong one. That was the glitter one. Make sure you don't pick up the wrong brush because they kind of look the same. Of course, we can do some color correcting, go in with a little peach. And just make sure our eyes are the exact way that we want them. Okay, there's that for the color correction. Ooh, and I forgot the waterline. This is where it gets fun. We're gonna add a little green for Christmas. So we got a red lip, green on the eyes, and I'm just putting this in my waterline. This is a light green pencil by Davis. I think this one is, let me see here, color 10. It's got these off of Sheen, but they're not actually the Glam. So hopefully I'm not like giving myself cancer. And then I'm going to take the darker one. This is in the shade 06, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yep. And I'm going to, from my pupil to the very corner of my eye, so my outer pupil, and then back just that half with the darker. I just like how it looks. I don't know why. Blend it in with the brown eyeliner a little bit. A little bit of green. We got the gold, we got the green, got the red lip. Everything is perfect the way it should be. I don't know why I said it like that. I feel like my voice kind of cracked. So before I set, you gotta, of course, fix the blush from the tape. It's just going to be the same thing. I'm just going to take that pinky red lip stain from e.l.f. Because here it's this one. It's the fiery red. I'm going to pick some up on the brush. Put it on the back of the hand. Just to get it on the brush evenly. And we're going to just tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Blend, blend, blend. I like to go in with this. It's just a really light shimmery blush from Maybelline. It's the Fit Me blush. Looks like it's mauve. And it says 20 on here, so that might be the shade number. And I just like to use this to put over it. It's luminous, so we're getting a little bit of highlight. And since it's a really light pink, I can use it to feather the edges of my blush just to make it a little bit more seamless. So it just doesn't look a little too crazy, and I like to throw a little bit on my chin. I don't do a lot of nose contour or anything like that, or really contour any kind of the face, but since this is full glam, I'm going to take this. This is technically a blush by Lancome, but for me, this thing is old and I can like not read the shade name. I should probably throw this away. I just love this color, but I don't wear it that often. It's like a bronzer, and I can just use it to deepen right here the outer part of the blush, which is kind of to help to do a little bit of sculpting without, and I can do it just a teeny bit on the nose. A lot of times I just do the blush on the nose and I call it goods. Put a little bit more product on this side because my nose like goes off to that side. My mom pointed it out to me when I was a teenager and I can't unsee it now, so and I pointed it out to you so that you'll be able to see it. Go in. I'm going to take this same little brush that I used for my crease and do a little highlight, or not highlighting, but contouring of my lip with that bronzer. Put it in my Cupid's bow as well. I like to make sure that it's blended. If it's not blended, it will look weird. Weird. Can take the blush. Do a little shimmer highlight moment. Okay. I might take the blush as well. Put it on the inner corner, just like that. Let me see here. So we definitely need to reapply our lipstick. This is crazy enough, but this is from the Dollar Tree, and I actually really like this lip color, and I think it's a good lipstick. Call me crazy. It's by City Color matte lipstick in the shade number 30. Don't know if you can still find it at the dollar store, because I find that they get like different stuff and they cycle through it, and sometimes something comes through and then you never see it again. That concealing your lip edges does help a lot. We're just gonna go like this, and it just makes it look so much cleaner. And then instead of reapplying the lip oil, which you could definitely do, you can use a gloss. If I want it to be more red, I would use this. This is just a shimmery red gloss. Didn't really do too much to change the lip look, just added a shimmer. But if I want to tone this down, this is why having a black gloss is actually quite beneficial, because you can create new color combinations that you wouldn't have normally had access to. And this is by e.l.f. It's cookies and cream. And I just like that. And now we've made a much deeper, now we've made a much deeper, muted down red that isn't just wham bam in your face. Kind of depends what I'm in the mood for and what I'm wearing. I think we could definitely apply some more mascara. I'm sure we got eyeshadow all over it. I'm going to use the Bye Bye Panda Eyes from Essence. Made a little short about this, and I do really like this mascara. Okay. Oh, and then we should powder it up, of course. I'm going to use the Hard Candy Translucent powder, but I actually added some pink blush to it. And I just like to swirl it around in the lid because I think it helps distribute the blush. Not the blush, the powder. So we get a more even application that won't make us look too cakey. And this is supposed to be our full glam look, and if your hair is like mine, it's probably fallen and not quite as curly. Of course, you can always leave it in the curl thing for as long as possible. I still find that comfortable, and I don't want to give myself a headache or anything like that. So I'm just gonna put my hair in a little bow, and if you have your hair curled and you just put a little bow in it, you look like you have done your hair and you've like done nothing. You just put a bow in it and it's so easy. And I always like to have a little bit of face framing pieces. Usually make sure that they're somewhat even, and if they're not even, I cut them because I'm crazy. But yeah, alright, so this is the final look and it's all finished. This is just our more full glam. I feel like it's kind of in between soft glam and full glam. Like, you know, the bold lip and the eyeliner makes it a little bit more of a full glam, but it's not like full glam. Like, I could definitely put on more makeup and like do a crazier look than this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching to the end. As a little reward, I'm going to be putting down a code here for my Etsy store I started a business. I always had an Etsy store and I sold some digital artwork, but recently I've expanded into jewelry. I've been making jewelry for myself for a very long time. I love to find old pieces from thrift stores that are broken or out of date or tarnished or whatever they need and fix them up and give them new life and turn them into something that I would actually wear. I've been doing this for a long time. I thought, hey, why not do this as a business? And I love that I'm able to fix up a piece of jewelry and it doesn't end up in a landfill or wasted, because it's still beautiful. It's just either out of date, needs to be modernized, or needs to be cleaned up, or be rebeaded, or a new clasp, or whatever it needs. And I love that it can go to a home with somebody who actually loves it and will appreciate it. And I just ask that you, when you're done, donate it again so that the cycle can continue and none of this wonderful jewelry actually ends up in the landfill. And right now there is the Christmas sale going on. Everything's 40% off. Plus you can use the code to get free shipping. So now is definitely the time to be making a purchase from my Etsy store. This is probably going to be the biggest sale that I'm going to do for the next year until next Christmas. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this gave you some ideas about how you want to do your Christmas makeup and how you want everything to look for the holidays. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and happy holidays. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! I would bring you in a little closer, just for anybody who's wondering, to see what the full Glam looks like. I don't have any filters and I'm just using my desk lamp and this really bright light that I keep here, to film. So I don't really have that fancy of lighting. But yeah. Alright. Bye.